Hello and welcome back to All About Community. And my name is Robert L. Harris. I am your host. And when we went to break, I was speaking with Terry Wiley. Terry is a candidate for the Alameda County District Attorney. Terry, let's talk for a moment about ensuring the safety of the community,
Yes.
especially against these violent criminals and the homicides that's been happening. What's your plans for that?
Well, I'm the only candidate in this race that has a very specific plan of how I want to deal with the violent crime that's occurring in Alameda County and specifically in Oakland. I think that the level of violence that we are seeing going on a weekly basis is unacceptable. So we will be implementing a program that we call the Crime Strategies Unit. So we will create a unit of district attorneys that will focus specifically on the approximately 1,750 individuals that make up the members of the 49 gangs in Oakland that are driving.
You mean you know who they are?
We know who they are.
All right, then go get them.
And we plan on it. And they are driving 80% of the violent crime that we are seeing in the city of Oakland. And so, we will, on the one hand, provide a path forward for them through education and through job opportunities in return for them putting down their guns. But we will also be very clear with them that if they choose to take the path of violence and guns in the community of Oakland, then we're coming. And we are going to take them out of the community. And we're confident that with the Crime Strategies Unit that we plan on putting together with the current ceasefire unit that the Oakland Police Department has in operation today, that we're going to be very successful with driving down the rate of violence in Oakland.
Well, that sounds like a very, very enthusiastic program, but the question is, will it work?
Well, I would not be as confident if I hadn't seen it work in other jurisdictions. It first started in Manhattan, so I'm not taking credit for it being an original idea, but Manhattan in 2010 was suffering some of the same levels of violence that we see in Oakland today. And once they implemented their Crime Strategies Unit, which is a data-driven, intelligence-driven unit, they saw their city go from one of the most violent cities to, by 2015, being called the safest big city in America.
That's in New York. Wow. Let's talk about the what you label, I didn't label it, transparency of the district attorney's office. What do you mean by that?
Well, I think that what data shows is that when the public has confidence in the criminal justice system, they're more cooperative with the criminal justice system, and it also seems to make communities safer. When people have confidence in the criminal justice system and the institutions that are supposed to be keeping them safe. And so I think that one of the things that is preventing us from being a community where they have that sense of confidence is the lack of transparency.
Now, how do you plan to make the DA's office more transparent?
By being data-driven and by providing the community with data. So, for example, on a quarterly or maybe even a monthly basis, providing the community with the number of cases that have been brought to us for charging and how many of those cases did we actually charge or not charge, so that they can see kind of the process that we go through in making the determinations as to who gets charged and who doesn't get charged. And also having more public forums.
Like town hall meetings?
Town halls for.
So you mean you willing to go out and talk to the people?
Absolutely.
That would be interesting.
Because I think that most of the public agree with me. I mean, I don't think anybody wants to see their catalytic converters stolen or their house broken into or stores being the victim of so many thefts that it isn't sustainable for them to remain open. I think that the public wants to see a lot of that crime stop. And I think that by being transparent about the kind of cases that are coming before us, and so that they get an idea of our process. I think it's going to give people more confidence in our criminal justice system.
Transparency in the district attorney's office. Wow, that will be interesting, and I can't wait to see whoever's elected, whether or not there will be transparency in the district attorney's office. We're going to have to go to break. Don't touch that remote. We will be right back with All About Community. Again, my name is Robert L. Harris. I am your host, and Terry Wiley is my guest, candidate for Alameda County District Attorney.